Friends, make sure that the progress report I emailed to you, the numbers that are in that, match these numbers here. Because the way I do your guys' grades are based on that progress report. That's pulled from the spreadsheet, and that's where I pull the grades from. I'll do midterms next week, based on this exam and based on all the quizzes and whatever else you guys have done. So you'll make sure that those numbers are right. If there's a discrepancy, let me know. Come by the office, talk about it in class, we'll figure it out. Blake, what's up?
You know the answer to this right off the top of your head?
Should be 6. Because if this is half of this, this needs to be half of that. Think about it. Little triangle, big triangle. Everything in this triangle is half everything in the big triangle. So this piece needs to be half of that piece. If it was 3, this would be 9. That's 1/3, not 1/2. See what I'm saying? So, crap, I had a thought, it's gone. Where'd it go? Oh. I can't take care of it. What was the thought?
And I got my extra sugar because I got one.
It was a thought about incessants. It's gone now. Oh, that's what it was. Somebody asked me on the progress reports, why is there a 5-point extra credit next to the projects? So if you look at the progress reports, there's a little section at the bottom called extra credit.
Is that your?
If you don't do the submit this to get more points on your exam, then I believe that's still there.
Okay, hold that thought for a second, Randall. That's what we'll talk about next. So there are 3 rainy day coupons for this class. Most of you haven't used any yet, which makes perfect sense. One of them is a project coupon. If you come to class the day a project's due, which for your class is next week, there's another project due next week. Not till, I think it's Wednesday of next week. And if you forget to do it that day, it buys you 24 hours to do it and turn it in, no penalty. The penalty, if you will, is you lose those 5 extra credit points. So right now, I think nobody's used it, so you still see a 5 extra credit point sitting in your progress report. That's for the project rainy day coupon. There's also an exam rainy day coupon, which we'll talk about next week. That allows you to resubmit an exam question if you goof up on something and get points back for that. So in other words, you turn this exam in. How was it?
It was difficult.
Difficult. I like difficult. That's good. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
That means it made you think. Good. I like that. And that's again why it gets posted to. How dare you make me think? SOB. But that's the idea of posting it 2.5 weeks ahead of time, so you have the. Now we know some of us wait till last night to do it. I apologize for you that did that. That was a bad idea, as you now know. That was a bad idea. I can tell by the rings under the eyes and the over-caffeinatedness. Some of us waited until midnight to start it. As you get it, no, I'm just saying. So the idea though is that I post them that early to let you have the time to find the time to whittle away at it. That's why there aren't many topics on that. I mean, this regression stuff we've been getting into, that's not even on that exam because I knew we weren't going to get into that well until week 4 and week 5. And this was due week 5. I didn't want to drop topics on it that we were starting. I wanted to give you plenty of time to have those topics, to get online, look at resources, watch the old quiz videos, whatever it took to get those ideas. Joanne, please.
Is there like a rainy day for quizzes?
There is one, yes, thank you. So the exams have a rainy day correction, which won't make sense until Monday when I give these back to you. I grade these, so they'll be back, turn around real quick. You'll probably have a progress report with this grade before you get them back in class on Monday. I'm going to start grading these today. So there's a rainy day for that, which we'll talk more about on Monday. There is one for quizzes. So if you get a quiz back, and let's say you got like a 2 out of 10 on the quiz, and you're like, crap, I know I could have done that better. Well, the rainy day quiz coupon lets you do it better. So there's only one of them, and it's to get one quiz back up to a 10. So what most students do, I think this is a great idea, is wait till week 10, find the quiz you did the worst on, and recorrect it. And by that time, you've got all that time to think about which quiz you're going to do. You've got the solution videos for the quizzes posted that you can watch and see how to do it right. Resubmit. So yes, there is a rainy day for a quiz, a rainy day for the exam, and a rainy day for a project. But they all have slightly different iterations of what they are. Definitions of what they are. The project coupon really is just a duh, I forgot. That's why it's worth extra credit points if you don't use it. The other 2 aren't worth extra credit, except they are if you use them and you get points back. In a sense, that's like getting extra credit points. But that's why I put points on them, is so that you use it. So that if you don't save the quiz and the quiz and the exam coupon. They're not worth anything unless you use them. Whereas the project is only worth something if you don't use it. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. So the project coupon is a oops. The other 2 are like, oh, I could have done that better. Maybe that's those two, but but I want you to use those two, which is why I put point values on. And we'll talk more about the exam one on Monday when it makes more sense, when you get stuff coming back to you. Other questions about assessment? Thank you for those. Those were great.
If you use one, you just have to tell you that's what you're doing? Or
Well, you'll see on the coupon, you have to submit it with the original quiz, with your corrections. You got to submit. It's like a little package you submit to me.
Okay.
So I'll know. Actually, I think Emily wants to grade the corrections too, so she'll grade those corrections. But she'll know by looking at it which one you're using it on.
Okay.
Cool. And like I said, usually most students, I get 35 resubmissions in week 10, which is totally fine. I think it makes sense. I mean, say you get a 6 out of 10 on a quiz now, and you submit it with a correction, and then later on you get a 5 out of 10, you're like, ah, crap, I wish I had saved it for that one. Save it then. Don't worry about it right now. Wait till then. But just realize that you have those points waiting for you later on. I'm trying to put some of that math anxiety at ease. I know how math classes feel. Trust me, I felt it myself. Abstract algebra, 1994, University of Delaware. I was the third highest student in a class of 30. Finished with a C+ for the term. He failed 90% of students in the class. Failed. I was the lowest non-failing grade with a C+. I vowed to myself that will never happen in my classrooms because we went to every class and we were just terrified the whole time. We didn't know what was going on. He talked over our heads. There was actually an autistic savant student in the room, and he was talking to that kid because the kid was staying right with him the entire time. Of course he was. He's a mathematical savant. I mean, that's kind of the definition of a savant. They're really, really good at that one thing. And I vowed to myself that I want to take some of that anxiety away, that feeling that I had. Actually, when I sold my book back, I ended up not selling it back. I was going to sell it back, and I put a note in the front. I said, God bless you. You will need his help to pass this class. And so when I sold the book back, $175 book, he offered me $3 for it. I was like, I'm just going to keep that. I'm going to hang on to it. It's probably worth more as a paperweight for me than it is to sell it back. So please realize, too, I feel that pain from you guys, too, with the book prices, because that hasn't gotten much better. It's not that bad for you, I know, but it hasn't gotten much better for you guys. So trust me, I try to take some of that anxiety, whether it's financial, whether it's educational, pedagogical, away from you by slowing things down. I know it doesn't always seem like that, but we are slowing things down. We're spending great deals of time in topics, and I love that. This exam, how many topics on this exam?
3.
Technically, 2. Grade and similar triangles. You had 2 questions on grade. There were 3 questions, if you will. But 2 of the questions were on grade, yes?
What was measuring?
Well, there's measuring? Well, that's kind of like life. Yeah. That's kind of like life. What's your pain tolerance when your 6-year-old runs into your crotch? Oh, a 6 out of 10! I mean, everything life is measurement, if you think about it. Yeah, who knows what I'm talking about? Yeah, there's a couple people in here. Yeah, we know the 6-year-old head, right at crotch level.
Is that when it's
Well, he decided that at age 2, but he was low enough not to do damage to my crotchal region at that point. All right. So here's all the return stuff if you didn't get it yet. Thank you for these. You'll get them back on Monday. I grade those. I grade the exams. The graders don't want them, so I do them. You'll get them back on Monday with notes. It's some notes. I tend not to put a lot. I'll put guidance on there, but because you're going to be using that rainy day coupon, part of the rainy day coupon is going in and looking at what was wrong. And I'll mark what was wrong, and I'll put little question marks like, why? Why can you say this? Is this right? Is this always true? Because I'm that guy. Like, I'm not going to tell you exactly what you did wrong and how to fix it, because I want you to go back and look at how to fix it. I'm that guy. Yeah, guy. So, cool? No, not cool. Understandable? Maybe not cool.
Question on the last one, are we going to be able to